Wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures!
Easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe.
Oke, halo guys semuanya, kembali lagi bersama Detektif Keyakinan channel. Ini adalah part kedua di episode sebelumnya di Forest Merupakan ya. Jangan ngomong dulu. Jadi part sebelumnya itu kita telah menyelidiki fenomena yang dimana ternyata si Neuviletee telah mengetahui rencana lainnya sejak awal dan mengharapkan si Archellino turun untuk ke Forest Merupakan. Tetapi si Archellino ini sedang berdiskusi dengan Furina mengenai nggak tahu ya, apakah memang membicarakan tentang ramalan Fountaine atau gimana. Nah, kita langsung saja biar terlalu take time melanjutkan jalan ceritanya di sini, yang dimana kita diminta oleh si museum Neuviletee ini untuk melindungi Furina. Baik, kita langsung ke opera house-nya.
Look, there are a ton of Fountaine Palais people over there. The Knave is probably here already. We need to hurry. Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Neuviletee, though I'm sure he has already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if...
Oke. Ternyata kita telah dikenal ya. Sebelum itu, mau kita lanjutkan ini, kita lihat dulu video epicnya si Neuviletee mengatasi Primodial C bersama dengan Chlorine. Let's go.
They're here.
Just like I said.
We have it!
You're just in time. But be ready to run.
Wow.
Three, two, one.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuviletee. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Neuviletee, why are you here?
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House and meet... Furina will soon be meeting with the Knave there. You must protect Furina, and make sure she doesn't spend too much... Will do.
You have.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Furina mentioned.
Of course, of course! How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the Knave, one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
Oke, kita udah tahu di episode paling awal pembukaannya ya. Pleasure to meet you too.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Furina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to see this. This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Furina simply adores.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
Enak kok.
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Furina and I.
Sangat
I wonder how he's
mencurigakan.
doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
Bad newsnya dia udah jadi dia udah melarikan diri dan menghilang loh.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should...
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Furina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. Coming from...
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that child is still alive.
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because
Paimon,
we found evidence that proved he left the fortress of Merupakan.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
kan ditanyain gak tuh?
The fortress of Merupakan lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fountaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter.
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
What's happened? Oh,
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Furina.
Huh? I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
nah ramalan ini nih yang dibicarain. Oke, ini adalah kelanjutannya ternyata.
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure. Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
Oke, ternyata belum selesai. Primodialnya masih berusaha. Oh. Wow. Yuk, berjuang.
A day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day. This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. Forgive me for overruling it.
All right. Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
Let me guess, we're safe for now. Indeed. But only for now. I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Masih juga.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet? We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
Mereka bertiga nih kayaknya satu legion ya guys ya. Well, wajar sih. Yang satu champion, yang satu adalah Duke, yang satu lagi adalah the Ludex. Wajar.
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house. Miss Furina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fountainian. You know the prophecy, yet here you are relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable?
Untuk case kali ini si Fatuinya benar sih guys ya.
The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster, but you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures!
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fountaine may be harboring the exact— Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Say
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me.
Tumben.
Fountaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will.
Then I ask you, Miss Furina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
The Knave-nya juga nggak mau kalah nih.
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster? Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
Buset. Nampaknya The Knave ini adalah rival dalam pendapatnya, dalam berargumen ya.
The emergency response plan.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Furina, what is the purpose of your oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the oratrice in the opera house. You see, but even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Neuviletee is not at the tea party with us today.
Yes, that's exactly.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Furina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so... Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise. You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer.
Si Paimon yang berisik pun jadi lebih tenang sekarang. Mungkin adalah Fatui masalahnya lawannya.
Oh, Paimon's super full. That cake was great.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we...
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Furina's table. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must be on my way.
Paimon's coming too!
The tea party turned out to be even more difficult than I'd imagined. Why are you...
Panik sendiri dia. Ya udah. Follow the Knave. Ya. Sini kah? Oh, thank you. Oh, ada ruangan tersendiri ternyata. Inikah Occatrice yang dibicarain tadi ya? Banyak yang bilang rumornya mengenai apa Visionnya itu ada di alat ini ya guys ya. Jadi kita cek dulu sebentar. Kalau ini mungkin ini detektif nggak lama karena ada beberapa urusan juga. Nah, jadi seperti ini sih. Mari kita foto dulu. Bisa nggak ya? Take photo please. Nice. Oke. Mantap. Yuk lanjut. Oke. Kita lanjutkan. Seperti apa nanti akhir ceritanya? Well, detektif sudah mulai bisa prediksiin sih. Feeling yang terkuat adalah, mari kita perhatikan si Tartaglia sekali lagi. Nah, visionnya kan ada, tapi this constellation ini yang mencurigakan detektif nanti. Tapi detektif tidak akan reveal sekarang atau ketika 4.2 telah hadir. Ya, kita lanjut.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
Kita udah tahu sih.
That's what Paimon thought.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
Tidak perlu.
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Merupakan. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them.
You mean Ridesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others. By the way, and you can just consider that you are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fountaine, able to move around most easily.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the fortress of Merupakan.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Furina, a Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fountaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Oh, come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Furina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious.
Jadi itu tujuanmu sebenarnya. Yap, detektif udah ngetahui sih.
Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed.
Ini kocak sih. Kucingnya udah nyadar loh si Archellino, tapi kenapa yang ini nggak nyadar ya?
It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you? What?
The fear in her pupils is genuine. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody Neuviletee could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Furina quietly cried alone. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Eudex Neuviletee is actually the genuine article.
Sama, detektif juga berpikir demikian.
I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuviletee hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the fortress of Merupakan. Master...
Probably the handiwork of that Wriothesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value... Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet... Oh, and I have an...
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can... The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to...
Yep, ini udah tahu ceritanya, jadi nggak terlalu perlu explanation lebih lanjut ya. Mereka bertiga ini adalah perwakilan dari si Archon Knave nih.
You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even... I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Furina. I have to say, the leadership of Fountaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how Of course, that is all just how I feel. It is, however, quite amusing to me that Don't you think Fountaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet ultimately, though, one must survive. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday.
Neuviletee.
He certainly returned quickly.
Neuviletee, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite... Thank you for protecting Furina. To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and So as expected, the Knave has turned up the pressure on Furina. Permission granted.
Yep.
Whoa. It can't be that you're the... You can't tell us? Then...
If by the phrase, "you guys," you are referring to Furina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history, and now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Ow!
Bener.
Oh? And what are you thinking? The dragon of... what? What? Huh?
Please do not be so Furina? My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we?
You guessed correctly.
Right, of course. There's still
Please, go.
Well, if you are the dragon sop, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all—
None of the currently living. They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that's stolen.
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend—
Oh, so we—
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay it? We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Out the Ions. Well, untuk mengakhiri ini, mari kita segera langsung ke Metropide lagi. Apalagi nih yang akan kita eksplorasi? Langsung saja. Loh, kok di sini sih? Kita close up dulu. I apologize. Let's go. Di bawah semua ya. Aduh. Ke Forest Metropide, ke sini. Aduh, banyak sekali, bos. Yuk. Kita pertama dari luar dulu, baru kita urus si duduk ya.
You guys are back?
You guys didn't get...
Here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all...
All right, there's no need to get...
Hey, it wasn't just me.
Something. I was also transferred to work and whenever he'd say that.
Hey, there's nothing...
These two, they sure are a lot warm.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching.
Yep, tentu dong, mereka khawatir. Kemudian ke sini. Oh, ada si Queen.
Dream! Traveler, Paimon, are you still doing all right? We're fine, but what about a few people sustained superficial injury? Of course, we must... How did Neuviletee know that? I'm sure Neuviletee has strong resonance with the hydro element. I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries. If you're not too pressed for... just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish. So I'd like to take the opportunity...
Buset dah, kita malah jadi dihargai di sini. Kita ke atas dulu kayaknya. Dari sini aja ya. Nice. Yuk, cepet yuk. Oh, sebentar, cross check dulu. Yuk lanjut. Like usual. Nah, ke sini dulu. Oh, tuh mereka bertiga.
Now guess.
A bare-teeth cat.
Well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Looks like you're recovering nicely from...
Thanks to everyone. Oh, right.
Whoa, how did you...
She told me...
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out.
You meant father?
She said a few things that were...
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things.
Father's...
Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Lenny was a bit too proud as well. She said...
Got it. Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next...
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. I will...
For real? Then Paimon Another implies that you were already well, next time.
Terakhir, tinggal siduk aja lagi nih. Agar nggak lama, kita langsung teleport aja. Pusing tuh lewat-lewat jalurnya. Langsung terbang. Awas nyangkut.
Courier?
Yeah, I was...
That's no excuse for... Courier! Lurvine! We're back!
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here.
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to work on the ship?
Yep. That is still top secret, though. So
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in...
I mean, the infirmary does make it
Oh, yeah?
You two really are just using your jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
Not at all!
Kocak astaga. Oke. Yuk tinggal siduk aja. Sama dua-dua. Leslie juga ngomong sekarang Paimon. Ya udah.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see two inmates come?
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing.
We're fine, for the most part. Neuviletee...
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Udex himself to exchange the courts of Fountaine. He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take...
He sure sounds super...
Miss Cloran has left as well.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Neuviletee got the milkshake. Cloran received lipstick instead.
Those aren't even...
Well, it's Neuvilete's own fault for making Sigewinne worried about his health by working so much. Oh, and I have some gifts here.
Are these from
Nope, they're from yours truly. You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time.
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
You may access the cafeteria for free. Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time.
Well, mari kita istirahat untuk menutup ending cerita. Tapi bagian kocak juga tuh. Aduh. Ya, it takes loading time tapi nggak apa-apa. Cukuplah untuk menutup cerita hari ini. Walaupun episodenya lumayan terlalu panjang ya, tapi nggak apa-apa. Let's go end the case.
Sure feels that way. Huh? How did you know? Hey, that's not true! It's like, we've now got... There are so many bad things in the world. You're counting Paimon today? Then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventure. Just get that. The last time we fell asleep here, we should be safe now. Alright then, good night to you, traveler.
Mimpinya si Childy. Oke, thank you atas ending yang mengejutkan detektif. Ada sebuah pause di Primodial C-nya. Oke, dan kita dapat apa nih sebelum beneran kita tutup? Turbulent Leapers. Oke, it's okay. Thank you atas ending mengejutkannya bahwa Childe sudah masuk di Primodial C sejak awal. Dan kenapa ya Childe aman-aman saja? Mungkin karena bukan orang Fountainian. But it's okay, karena ending ini akan menentukan apakah ada plot twist lagi di 4.2. Oke. Anyway, thank you ya guys sudah mengikuti perjalanan Genshin Impact sejauh ini. Dan as always, seperti Sumeru, detektif akan tetap melanjutkan jalan ceritanya sampai boss battle. Apakah nanti akan ada peran dari orang-orang Fountainian? Seperti biasa, dia agak ribet. Fountainian sejauh ini adalah Neuviletee dan juga si Lynette. I don't know, nanti kita akan lihat di next videonya ya. Ya guys, terima kasih telah melihat video detektif kali ini. Tetap support detektif dengan klik like yang banyak dan share ke teman-teman lainnya ya guys ya. Oke, see you in the next video. Bye and ciao.